Mark McColl, 37, was ambushed and shot dead at point-blank range in an execution-style killing as he walked with his girlfriend through a dark alley in November 2003. McColl, himself a leading underworld figure, was known to have fallen out with other gangland members over drugs and money. No one has ever been convicted of the murder, which occurred in the alley between Westdale Drive and Westdale Road, Pudsey, despite many appeals for information by police. The vehicle used to carry out the attack, a red Volkswagen Golf which had been stolen 2 nights before the murder, was abandoned and set on fire by the killers. Witnesses said 2 men had been seen in the vehicle at the time of McColl's murder. Now, almost 4 years later, the Assets Recovery Agency has announced that McColl's widow Tracy has agreed to hand over £143,000 to the Assets Recovery Agency to prevent further civil action from the agency. The assets recouped breakdown as follows: £62,270 from the proceeds of the sale of a property in Rodley, Leeds, £74,748 from the benefit paid by a life insurance policy in McColl's name, £6,014 from a bank account. The case was referred to the agency by West Yorkshire Police after their initial investigations suggested a lack of legitimate income to fund McColl's lifestyle. ARA Director Alan McQuillan is a former senior Northern Ireland police officer with extensive experience of tackling money laundering among paramilitary groups. He said, "The agency's primary concern is making sure crime does not pay. In this case we have acted against the estate of a violent, well-known local criminal involved in drug dealing. We have reached a settlement with McColl's widow whose attitude and forthright cooperation has resulted in the agency's early recovery of these assets. Cases that are settled in this way are often in the interests of the respondent and their family, as well as in the public interest." Days after her husband's murder, Tracy McColl made a desperate plea to the figures in the criminal underworld to give police information about the killers. Speaking in 2004, Detective Chief Inspector Dave Cooper said detectives were working on the assumption that it was a gangland execution, possibly involving some of McColl's former associates in the underworld. McColl was a well-known criminal figure. In 2000 he was charged with conspiring to murder Clifton Jr. Bryan, a Leeds gang member who had twice almost been killed by rival gangs. In 1995 McColl was convicted, and sentenced to 42 months imprisonment for grievous bodily harm with intent, 2 years for wounding and 3 years for making a false statement in order to obtain a false passport.